Okay, welcome to the first episode of Home in 30. I'm your host, Ryan Sandell. I'm Western Division President of NFM Lending. And this podcast is all about helping people feel better about buying a home, getting educated, and navigating their way through the mortgage and real estate process. I'm here with Tiffany Gobster as my guest host.
Hello.
She's a longtime referral partner of mine, friend, and hopefully incredible host.
Yes, hopefully. I will be an incredible host, co-host.
Okay, today we're going to break down the mortgage process. We're going to have some real talk about some trends going on in the real estate market. And we're going to bring in different expert guests, different financial pros for, Tiffany and I to talk to and see what they have to say about different industry trends.
Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Tiff.
Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'm super excited about this new podcast journey with you. So we want to know a little bit about Ryan Sandell, right? Who is he? He's a pretty quiet guy, so this will be super fun for people that have used him in the industry or just want to know a little bit more about him. So I'm super excited to ask you all these questions. And he hates this, but that's okay. That's going to be the fun part. So, Ryan, how did you get started in the mortgage industry?
This was way back when, 2004, graduated college. I had both my parents were realtors, and I had a buddy of mine's older brother that, now looking back on it, really was just using me to get my parents' business. So he asked if I wanted to come work for him. He was a loan officer, and I said sure. And once I graduated college, went to go work for him, and this was 2004, so this was pre-fun market crash. And so it was great. I cut my teeth from 2004 to today.
Today. Was this pre-dreadlock day or after?
Okay. All right.
A little bit about Ryan. Ryan used to have dreadlocks, and I feel like everybody needs to know that because you need to know his real personality deep within. He used to be like a what is it? Or hiker? Hiker with dreadlocks.
No, I definitely I don't understand hiking. I don't, because then you have to come back where you came from. It doesn't make sense. I don't hike. I've never hiked.
Did you have the dreadlocks when you started the mortgage industry? Okay.
No.
Okay. What challenges did you face early on? This is a good one.
Well, listen, I think the biggest challenge that you quickly learn is we're in the people business.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter if you're right, you're wrong, because you're dealing with people. Mm-hmm. And you're this is the most stressed I think they'll ever be.
Yep. Because
it's the biggest financial decision they're making.
Yep. And
so you're having to navigate, I thought it was just going to be about running numbers and giving them information, but no, you're dealing with all kinds of emotions and stress and issues and possible embarrassment because you're getting into their lives. And so I think that was the biggest shock to me, but also the funnest part of the job.
Yeah, I think you're really good at that too. Oh. Like as your referral partner, Ryan's really, really good about navigating and making people feel comfortable when they have challenges. Because everybody does, right? Like you don't realize whether it's a credit thing or,
It's pretty amazing that everybody's life is a little bit messy. It's not all an Instagram picture, that's for sure.
No. Even the people that make great money sometimes have the worst credit. Like you just never know,
Yeah.
So what led you to NFM Lending?
So it's been a journey. Obviously, coming into the business in 2004, everything was great. We were doing loans for people that you didn't have to prove income for. Basically you just checked if they were breathing and they got a loan. And obviously that's what led to some negative things and caused the crash. I actually got out of the business and I went to go do something else outside of it for about 9 months, realized I missed it, loved it. Came back and went to Academy Mortgage and worked there. Then went on to another company, worked there for a while, and then it's NFM. I met the president of NFM through a division leader in my past company, and he said, hey, if you're thinking about moving, you should check these guys out. They were East Coast company. I don't even think they had anything west of the Mississippi. But I liked that because had no legacy issues. There wasn't a bunch of different loan officers sending the same stuff to all the realtors, so I was new. So I'd rather answer the question of hey, I've never heard of you, what do you do, than, oh, I've heard of you and it was a terrible experience, and then you have to overcome that. So So yeah, that's kind of what led me to NFM, and I, came here and I've loved it ever since.
I love it. Yeah, NFM, it's funny when he made the transition, because I've been working with him way before that. I was scared, because you're just like, oh gosh, you're going to switch to a new company. What's this going to be like? But it's been nothing but wonderful. So.
And you lose, it's tough. Transitioning's tough. You've transitioned, through different companies and what they have to offer. And you just, you move. I hope most people move because of the opportunities the new company will provide, your referral partners and clients, and not just a strictly, monetary move. And in our world, that really doesn't exist anyways. We have to come and grind. So usually we move for reasons that will help us propel our business.
Yeah, no, makes sense.
And grow.
Love it. I love NFM. How did you transition from loan officer to Western Division president? It's a good one.
Well, I chose, I wanted to, number one, I think when you start growing your business, and I've been blessed to have some great referral partners to grow my business. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that are really doing all the hard work and grinding. And, sometimes somebody like me, if all the loans are in my name, they don't get the recognition they deserve. They don't get the accolades. And so, after years of having that, I wanted them to be able to propel their own careers, because then they get to talk to agents, and they get to communicate to borrowers, and it's going to make them better. So I chose to stop originating when I came over at NFM in 2016 and start working on developing business with my referral partners and thinking more macro and bigger and better opportunities for us all to grow, and let them kind of take on the day-to-day loan stuff, which is great, because they're going to be better at it than I am, because that's what they're doing every day. I'm getting pulled in, a bunch of different directions. So it's better for everybody that everyone does what they're good at and what they're interested in. And so I found myself more interested in, going out and hunting and getting the business, and less about doing the day-to-day business, because I'd been doing it so long. And so I think it was a natural transition and worked out well for everybody.
Yeah, makes sense. I love it. What does your relationship with agents like me matter? Why does your relationship with agents like myself matter?
Yeah, well, you're special.
I'm a lot of work, he means.
I think the relationship with agents, I think as I've learned, I used to be a purely transactional person, because it was just about getting what was done in front of you, and I'm naturally a little bit introverted. So, I used to get the deals done and everybody liked it, but then, you're only as good as your last deal. And if you don't get people to care about you, then they're not going to want to send you any more business, because again, if it's all about the transaction and you screw up a transaction, something bad happens, which naturally it will, everyone's had it happen, then it's easier for them to go somewhere else. So I realized that, unfortunately through some missed deals or whatever happened, miscommunications, or just my fault about things. And then you lose agents, you lose referral partners. And so, my job, once I realized that, was to go create relationships, start, caring more about my referral partners, supporting them outside of just work. And that way, we start having relationships that are reciprocal, not just in the business, but also in life. So if your kids are doing things, I want to know about your kids. I want to support your kids. I want to family, spouses, whatever it may be. And so just really creating those relationships, and they are rewarding. And I think it is not just for business, and obviously everything I was referring to right there is about business, but also it is rewarding, personally too, because you start meeting people and you like people, and people are from all different walks of life, and it's great to have that. And, our kids hanging out together, whatever it may be. So it's just, it brings lots of joy outside of just the business aspect of it.
I think the lender agent relationship is so important, because whenever I'm talking to my client, I'm not giving you Ryan because I get something out of it, right? Like it's because I trust him and I know he's going to take really, really good care of my clients and vice versa. Like Ryan knows if he sends me a client, I'm going to be on top of it and I'm going to take care of them like they're my family. So I think our relationship is probably the most important. I have great relationships with title and so does Ryan, as well as like our home warranty company and all those reps. But I think that this relationship in the industry is super important. So
yeah, I think when you say you want clients for life, I mean, if you have to do, you taught me a lot of that because you want to be friends with everyone, which would drive me crazy.
Yes.
But that's why you're
Ryan's my best friend. Whether he wants to be or not.
That's a fact. But that's what, you need to do. And that's what you owe it to people, again, when they're making the biggest financial decision of their life and they're trusting your expertise.
Yep.
You need to invest time and energy and effort into more than just this transaction if you're going to give them the best advice possible. So,
Totally.
Learning that along the way has been very helpful in creating those relationships where people will trust you, for life with decisions. You're never going to be there every step of the way for somebody, but they're going to make a decision or they're going to get marketed to with something. But if they trust you, then they're going to call you, even if somebody else marketed to them or said something, because you have that relationship with them.
Totally.
So.
Well, I'm super excited about this podcast. We want to make it like fun for everybody to watch and exciting and not just like boring real estate stuff. We do.
I agree.
Right?
So trust me, please.
Yes. So why this podcast, Ryan? Why are we doing this? And why did you decide that I should do it with you?
Well, because I needed somebody happier than me. To bring it out of me, but also. Yep. I think our conversations are fun. I think we can talk about other topics that will bring an outside audience that maybe wouldn't be so interested in real estate, but might be interested in something else we have to say, and then maybe get interested in real estate. And that's all we can do is we want to educate people in lots of different things, and coming from our point of view, which you never know if you're going to agree with or disagree with, but as long as it brings opinions, then who cares, right?
Yep. No, I agree. I think that we'll kind of transition in all different things. Like we'll talk about investments, what that looks like as far as like short-term rentals. We'll talk about actual long-term rentals, like what's the difference between them. There's lots of stuff that I get questions about constantly, and I know Ryan does too, as to what makes sense as far as real estate. Like the most wealthy people in the world own real estate. They do, whether it's commercial rentals, short-term rentals, all that fun stuff. So,
and also what we can help industry professionals.
Yes.
Now that we're savvy veterans.
Yes.
You've built up a team. I've built up a team. I think the number one question I get asked is how you go from grinding every single day, not knowing how to scale your team, maybe enjoy your kids' games or plays or whatever because you have an AirPod in because you can't step away, maybe never going on vacation, to then being able to do those things and still grow your team. So I think for what you can offer advice to real estate professionals, maybe what I can say to any mortgage professionals about the growth we both had and the people that we've chosen to be able to come onto our teams that have made us better.
Yes.
And those people deserve a lot of credit. Just talking through that, I think will be nice for those types of people as well.
Everybody needs it. I mean, when me and Ryan first started working together, I'll never forget one day he was sitting in his car in the garage and I was sitting in my car in the garage and he goes, "Do you ever just need like 10 minutes?" I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm doing the exact same thing." Like you have to like sit, and I've gotten so much better about that because that's exciting to be able to help people work through that because I used to be so stressed and all the things. Ryan too. I feel like we've both grown in that.
Yeah, you want to try to stay married.
Yeah, and we're doing a podcast now. I would never say yes to this in the past, so I'm super excited to be able to help.
I didn't want to say yes to this in the future.
But we're funny. You're
funny.
We're
here though. We're here.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
All right, summing up why we're doing this, what we want in the future. Mm-hmm. We want this to be a conversation. We want you guys to comment on things that you're interested in hearing about. We want you to recommend possible guests to us. We want to just hear topics. We're here to hopefully educate. We don't want anyone to be afraid of this real estate market, of owning properties, of what could happen if life changes and you just bought a house or 6 months ago, 12 months ago. Any questions you have, I think would be great for us to be able to help you through. Like I said, Tiffany's amazing on the real estate side, investing side. rental side, lots of different things. And as far as questions that can come to me, as far as anything mortgage related, or maybe we can do some different life advice. I mean, we're really experienced in all walks of life.
In all walks of life.
I've talked to lots of people.
Yeah.
Anything else that you want to hear about?
I mean, I think it'd be fun. I want to hear what other people want to, like, what do you want to know, right? Like, I mean, we could do, what's a day in the life of Ryan look like? What's a day in the life of Tiffany look like?
That's exciting.
Yours is probably a lot more boring than mine. I'm pretty funny, actually.
Just ask her.
Yeah, I'm pretty funny. But yeah, no, I think I'm just excited about hearing like what people are interested in, because we don't have to talk just about real estate. We can talk about everything. Yeah. I just traveled to Ireland and I'm like so excited to talk about that. So we could talk about that's my first time traveling overseas. So Ryan's done it a lot. We could talk about anything. Talk about our kids. I've got 3 of them. Ryan's got 2 of them. They're busy.
Yeah. So again, navigating through these careers, through managing, through scaling business, while being part of a family, raising kids.
Yep.
We're excited about it. Okay. For the next episode, we're going to learn more about Tiffany Gobster. How did she become one of the top producing agents in Arizona? How she grew her team, and how she built a successful business, and again with a great partner. I don't want to say anything else but with this guy. So we're excited, and we'll see you next episode.
Yeah.